Okay, here we are. Progress on the 1957 Chevy pickup truck. Last week I spent most of the week, well probably all the week, and a little time the week before, just getting it running. Getting it wired up, getting exhaust on, giving it a tune, deleting all the emissions and stuff out of the computer. So that's where we're at with that. This week, I spent the week working on the wiring on the interior. I just wanted to get something accomplished there. So there we go. No more wires hanging all over the place. Everything's hooked up. I do have to replace the carpet. This carpet's not the right piece. Very close, but it's a little short, so I think it came with the truck. I think it was maybe for something else, or somebody cut it wrong. So we have, I still have to put the cigarette lighter there. I was going to put a adapter, power adapter for a cell phone and all that, but the one I got is too big for that hole, and I don't want to drill the hole. So I'll order a new one. Air conditioning, vintage air. In fact, I turn the ignition on. Radio works, except for I do not have the speakers yet. I ordered the kick panels with built-in speakers for the sides, so that'll be good. Vintage air, blower motor's working. Modes, changes mode, front, top, bottom, hot and cold. So that's pretty cool. Headlight switches hooked up. Wipers. I'm going to change the knob on the wipers though to match all the rest of the knobs. And the wipers are working. So that's cool. That's the original gauge. Unfortunately, I can't use that gauge. I could. There's a way to use it if I really wanted to, but I'm not gonna. Because that's made for a manual transmission with a cable. As you know, this truck has an LS3 with a 6-speed overdrive, fully electronic transmission, and the speedometer runs off the computer. So I would have to get a module that goes in between the two. It was a thought, but I would still have problems with some of the other gauges also. So I ordered a new speedo gauge cluster that will work with the computer better. It's a little different looking, but I like it. It's you'll see it when I get it on there, and that'll come in next week. And then the dashboard's pretty much done. A little trim to do up on the top there. Obviously, I still got to paint the whole interior when I paint the cab, but I really wanted to get the dashboard done and the switches and the wiring done, painted and everything, so that this way I can just tape it off when I do the cab. I don't want to have to obviously unhook all the switches and everything to paint, so I painted it ahead of time. It's the same color the whole truck's gonna be. It's called Destroyer Gray. It's a Hemi color. It's actually a very popular limited edition color for Hemis. So on the outside we're gonna use that and maybe a combination, maybe something else also. I'm not sure yet. But so there we go. So the interior looks like an interior now. Looks like a truck. And starts right up. In case you didn't see the last video, I did put on cutouts. So when we hit this, and then we hit this. So that's that with that. Let me turn it off though. I have the doors closed and I don't want to get turbo sick. So now the next part of the project is going to be this rear end. This is a 10-bolt truck rear end. It's a lot newer than what it came on the 57, so it's not a bad rear end. Drum brakes. I went back and forth on this. I was going to just use this rear end and put 4-link on there, which would have been really cool. But you know what? We got an LS engine in the front, high-tech transmission. So I think this truck deserves a independent rear suspension with disc brakes out of a Corvette. So I have that on order. Getting that pulled out of another, I think it's a 94. And I'll change the rotors, bushings, and bearings on it. And then we're going to put that in here. So we'll have no more leaf springs. It'll be coilover. I won't use the leaf spring on the Corvette. Rear, I will do coilovers, adjustable. And it'll be independent suspension, which will be really cool and very trick. So I think that's the way to go. I was leaning towards it. It's a lot of work, cash, but we want it right. So that is it. So that's where we're at with the truck. I'm happy with the way the interior looks. Got that nice old school looking truck, and that's it. So we got a lot of progress in the past 2 weeks. Got it running, and that is it. All right, Uncle Tim, keep up the good fight. Thinking about you. Stay tuned.